Hey guys, are you high school freshmen and wondering what you can do to prepare yourself for college? If so, this video is for you. What we're going to do is go through some of my top tips for how to be ready for college if you're just a freshman. Before we get going though, I want to recommend that everybody here subscribe to our channel, especially if you're a freshman, because you've got 4 years of awesomeness in high school to be getting ready for college, and that's what this channel is all about. We do test prep, we do college admissions tips, we do study tips. It's all here for you, so subscribe. Also go check out SupertutorTV.com. There we have a complete prep system online for the ACT test. So if you're studying for the ACT, it's a great way to get ready for that. And we also have a mailing list at SupertutorTV.com/subscribe. And it's really cool to subscribe to too, because we'll keep you informed of everything awesome about Super Tutor TV that's going on. Let's get started. Number 1 on my list is challenge yourself in the classroom. What does it mean to challenge yourself in the classroom? Well, it involves taking as difficult a course load as you can handle and making sure that you have enough solid academic courses during your 4 years of high school. That means if you can, take 4 years of English, 4 years of math, 4 years of science, 4 years of social science or history, and 4 years of a foreign language. And then on top of that, try to see how many honors and AP courses you can work into your schedule as well. As long as you're doing that, you're going to be on track for getting into a good college. And then the only other ingredient you have to add is amazing grades. Okay, number 2, my second tip for freshmen is to learn good study habits. You're at the beginning of your high school career, so it's a great time to figure it out and do it right. First on my list of tips here is time management. If you haven't already, put a little time into figuring out, how do I manage my time? That means you should have an assignment notebook. You should be tracking what do I have due and when is it due. You should be keeping track of what you need to get done so you stay on top of things. And you need to be balancing your time between your activities and your obligations at school. And hopefully that means not spending all afternoon on Snapchat. Another good study habit is to really start trying to digest material. Make sure that you're paying attention in your classes, that you're taking notes, that you're really utilizing every moment that you have as a high school student to absorb as much as possible, that you're making the most of every minute that you have. And that's going to help you just maximize what you're capable of. Next, when you read with a purpose. Make sure you're not one of those students who reads a novel and by the time you get to the end of the chapter, you wake up and all you were thinking about is that Facebook post or that Instagram message that you got an hour ago, and you don't remember at all what the chapter said. If that's you, you need to learn how to read with a purpose. I recommend checking out my speed reading video where I talk about that concept if you don't know what I'm talking about. And then number 4, another way to have good study habits is remember the things that you're learning, especially when it comes to fundamental math and vocabulary. Make sure that the basics stick. If you're studying geometry or algebra, remember all this stuff's going to come back to haunt you on the SAT and on the ACT and on all these other tests. So keep it stuck in your brain. Learn to learn, not just to forget. And the same goes for vocabulary. As you learn vocabulary in English class, that's the one thing that you really need to hold on to, because time after time, those words are going to come back. So don't just memorize in a way to just get by or just get the grade. Try to really learn so that it imprints in your mind and you can take that and move forward with it. Cool? Number 3 on my checklist, explore your interests. Exploring interests is actually a really fun process. And what does that entail? Well, first it entails getting involved in activities. But the idea is when you're a freshman, you still might not have figured out all the things that you might be good at. Nobody expects you to be on the varsity team of whatever you're doing. So you can do 3 sports and then quit one of them next year because you found out that you didn't really like it or you're not very good at it. You can experiment and join a couple of clubs and only go to 2 meetings of one and then stop going to that one and go to this other one because you like this other one better. But my point is as a freshman, you have the latitude to kind of figure out what it is that you're into so that your activities are meaningful to you. As you pursue activities, you want to make sure that you find things, 1, that you can excel at or find a leadership position in or be a leader in at some point by the time you get to senior year. And 2, find things that you enjoy, that speak to who you are or speak to your values. And if you can do that, you are well on your way to building a great high school resume, so to speak. All right, next, number 4 is stay on top of your grades. probably obvious, but you need to stay on top of your grades. And it starts freshman year. Don't think that like, oh, freshman year doesn't count. I'll figure it out by sophomore year. No, start now. Now is a great time to be on top of your grades. For the most competitive schools, it is no longer an option to just poop out freshman year and expect to pick up the pieces next year. As a freshman, it's really important that you ask for help as soon as you need it, because if you don't, the problem is only going to get worse over time. Your teachers are assets that are your helpful people that are out there that want you to do well. So don't be afraid to talk to your teachers, get the help that you need, and excel in academics as much as you can. Okay, stay on top of those grades. Number 5, build your skills. So one of the great things about freshman year is most students don't have such an overwhelming schedule that they feel like they're going to be drowning in homework. Now, obviously, you might feel differently right now, but because you have a little bit more breathing space freshman year than you do other years, it's a great year to build your skills. And this is also one of my sophomore tips. And what that means is work on your writing skills, learn how to write a really great paper. Number 2 area to build in terms of skills is vocabulary. You can get vocabulary books, you can get vocabulary games on your phone and things, but find a habit of building vocabulary and make sure that you hold on to all those vocabulary words that you're getting in English class and that you're actually learning them. And then finally, math. If your math skills need catching up, if you missed out on some sort of basics, if you need a calculator to do 4 plus 7, now is the time to remedy that issue, because you don't want to be fixing it when you're trying to prep for the ACT or the SAT sophomore, junior, or senior year, okay? Number 6, read voraciously. And what I mean by this is if you are well-read, you're not only going to have perspective on the world, but you're going to be a better reader. And being an awesome reader, being able to digest the kind of material that is like social science and humanities based and isn't just what you read in high school, is one of the skill sets that's really going to help you on standardized tests in 2 or 3 years down the road. So what that means for now, get online, read the New York Times, read the Atlantic Monthly, read the New Yorker. The Economist is great, the Washington Post. And I recommend that you guys are reading at least a few articles a week, getting into the dialogue, knowing what our world is talking about, being up and up on the hot issues of the day. It's a good place to be so you have something to say and so that you can continue to develop your interests. Other things that you can read are books. I like to read nonfiction. I have a lot of students who like to read fiction. Even when I was your age, I didn't really like to read fiction at all. So I would read nonfiction books. Just because you don't like all the books your school makes you read does not mean that you do not like reading ever. Find things that interest you, and I would bet that you will like reading about them. So that's the secret to reading, is just find things that interest you, and then you can become this voracious, curious reader too. The final thing that I'm going to say is just take advantage of all the opportunities that you see come your way. That could be college fairs. That could be activities fairs. That could be a program about going to college. That could be going on college visits. That could be if your school organizes a tour over the summer of all the local colleges. Go! You guys are in this wonderful privileged position of being early. You don't have to do anything, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't seize the opportunities that are in front of you. College fairs, activities fairs, meetings with your guidance counselor, any kind of special outreach programs that your high school might participate in. Go and get involved in these and take advantage of any of the opportunities that are presented to you. Dive in, and you are going to be well on your way to going to the college that you dream of. That's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I will see all of you guys next time on Super Tutor TV. Good luck, freshmen, and welcome to high school.